This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com. This show is brought to you by Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/AwesomeCast. Time to get geeky, get awesome. It is the AwesomeCast. I'm Mike Sorgatron on the social medias in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we got a partner in a tree with us from the pod cave, from the pod Christmas, from the pod sleigh, if you will.
Well, it's that time of year, right? Where if you put up Christmas trees, there's a good chance you will have a cat in said tree.
You know what you're getting into.
Exactly.
So I love there's a cat in the tree. That's what we're looking at. If you're on video with us, we should probably disclose that a little bit.
That is true. Yeah, this is our 6-month-old kitten who this is his first Christmas tree. So he's quite excited about it.
Excellent. And then also with us over on I haven't figured out which button you are. That's the Mac button. Hey, intern Mac, hello. And then we have Katie in house. So they're honking at you.
Yeah, obviously. Hi, buddy.
There you go. Welcome back to the studio. So there's a reason you're in the studio, because we have something that we both got from a friend of ours that we'll be talking about in a second. In the meantime, you can check us out. We're live. I don't say enough anymore that we're live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and you can join us in the chat rooms, especially the Facebook and everything. And we got this cool little button that'll make your comments on YouTube, on Facebook, and I'm going to turn the Facebook on right now, on our Twitch for Sorgatron Media. And if you use that hashtag and quarter, whatever it is that week, AC758 for today on Blue Sky, we can pull you into the feed and have any commentary, be part of the show. So we invite you guys to do that. In the meantime, there's something else that we got working today, because it's time for
It's the awesome thing of the week.
Why was that weird? Connector was a little off, but either way, anyways, yes, it's time for the awesome thing of the week. Katie, let's start with you.
Are we presenting our new
yeah, we got a gift this week.
We got presents. So Chachi, who does our wonderful video game minutes, got a new 3D printer, and I got a present. It's an AT-AT. It's the best thing ever.
Yes, we both got one from him. If you're on audio, it looks like an AT-AT there. Oh no, I heard a crack. Oh, he said it was very fragile. Okay, we're good. But yeah, we got an AT-AT from Star Wars, and in the middle for the body is our two AT symbols. It's an AT-AT. Get it? Wink. Get it. I love when Katie, I handed this to Katie in the car yesterday, and she looks and it's like, ooh, it's an AT-AT, and then turns and just gets the joke. Like watching the expressions was tremendous for that, right?
I was so excited. I was like, oh, this is so cool. And then this is amazing.
It's hilarious. So thanks, Chachi, for that. It was an awesome gift. He's also, I was telling one of our interns here before the show, he also has a history of putting the Rock's head on things. There was a Rock Godzilla that I think is still I think I still have it in the back there. Yes, I do actually. And oh no, I think I did. Oh no, I think I did. They just, they're kind of pegged on or something, aren't they? Oh no, we'll find out. Well, either way, it's going to sit there so I don't break it anymore. No, but he would put the Rock's head on stuff like Godzilla, and he made a rock lobster, and those were a hit when we were selling them at the DVD stands last year at RWA, and ended up in somebody's Christmas stocking apparently as well. So either way, and he's been doing. He also shared that his 3D printer also has a webcam, and he actually posted a video today of making a 3D printing a chubby reindeer. Episode 1, he says. He's got some epic music on it and everything. So it looks like it's one of the Bamboo Labs things there. So I'm sure this is over a long time. So for it to make something like this. And there is a little chubby reindeer at the end. That's very cool. Very, very cool. So it's still going. Here you go. So that's awesome. So Thank you, Chachi, and including us in your 3D experiments. I think he makes a lot of stuff and then doesn't know what to do with it, and then it becomes presents and gifts, and please sell it at your DVD table for wrestling and everything like that. Dave, what is your awesome thing of the week?
My thing's boring.
Oh, way to sell it, Dave.
Well, I mean, compared to 3D printing and AT-ATs, it's practical. I should say my thing's practical.
Bring us back down to earth here, Dave.
Okay, it is practical. So for those of us who are a little older, who need to clean your floors, and sometimes getting down on your hands and knees to scrub said floor can be a bit of an issue, especially if you have like a tile floor with grout. We were looking for something to help out, to clean up a little bit, and we found at Walmart. We think pretty reasonable. Is you gotta love the name, the Bissell CrossWave.
Ooh.
And it has now it is corded. There's a cordless version for like $100 more. The cord is pretty long. It's probably around 20 feet
Does it
long.
come with the dog?
It's no, but they do donate for every purchase. It's a little emotional.
I got another problem here. This picture, when you first look at it, you see the boots in the corner, but it looks like the boots are on somebody that's maybe in distress.
Yeah, they do look like someone got knocked
bit.
out, which is a good reason to have the cleaner to clean up after the person who got knocked out.
All right, that's an interesting tactic there, Walmart. Bold move, Wally World.
But it's a good system. It's 2 tanks, so the clean water's in one and the dirty water's in the other, so you don't mix it up.
Okay.
The brush is it's a rolling brush, and it doesn't have, like, if you remember, like vacuum cleaners where you would have a cord that could break or come off. It's all kind of included there, so you don't have to worry about that. And relatively light, and you literally just do it and it's self-propelled. So it goes on, the little brush goes up, the cleaner comes out automatically sucks it up. It does a real good job, so you don't have like puddles being left over. And for hardwood laminate, it does a really good job. Now, I would say where it says vacuum, if you have larger, like if you have like a small little piece of paper that a regular vacuum cleaner would suck up, this won't.
Okay.
But it works pretty good if you just have like a little bit of dust here and there. And like I said, for hardwood, it does a really good job for cleaning up. And the brush is kind of a soft, spongy material, so it's not going to scratch anything.
There goes buying those boots in distress.
There it goes.
There you go. So this is more of an after, thing. This is there's a big spill in the toy room. I don't know about that.
Yeah. Well, it like I said, the nice thing is it does do suction really well. It does have a clean cycle.
Oh, that's nice. The self-clean.
Yeah. So it cleans. So after you put it there, you just kind of put fresh water in, and it kind of
that transition was weird.
Yeah, why we transition to pizza in the oven? What is that?
I guess they're
pour
trying
out
to
the
show
dirty water, and it becomes a new pizza ready to go. Yeah, that's a really interesting.
Slice would not do that.
Surprise! What's that?
Slice would not do that.
Slice would not do that. That's not how.
No, Slice would separate the cleaning and the baking. I understand time is precious, and sometimes you put the pizza in, then you want to do a little cleaning.
Only the freshest ingredients in your wastewater. Yes,
exactly.
So fantastic. So let's see. Is you have the Walmart.com says it's going for about $135. Retails $179. If you catch it anywhere else, Bissell CrossWave hard floor expert. And according to Dave, the review is it really sucks. So there you go.
And I would say this: it definitely sucks and never gets switched over to blow.
And that is your.
It's the awesome thing of the week.
Listen, that's not connected, right? But it sounds kind of cool, so I'm kind of going with it right now. So we'll fix that for next week. In the meantime, hey, let's give a shout out to our friends that are supporting the show over at patreon.com/awesomecast. Our friends Brian Crawford, who's been on the show recently. You've seen him in the clips, as well as Cynthia Klosky, John DeGore, and Dave Podcat in a tree partner. So there you go. Dave, remind me to ask about cats and Christmas trees later for Katie on Patreon, by the way.
Will do.
We'll talk about that because we've been having, I'd say, ongoing discussions about the possibilities of the what happens there, right? So you can probably give Katie some advice on that one. So
yeah, right.
Right.
I can guarantee Podner has never had to deal with cats the size and tenacity of the ones that live at my house.
Well, let's just chat about that one on Patreon a little bit. I want to have that
Big
conversation
cats.
for sure. Big cats. Big cats. Anyways, but it is time. Speaking of Chachi, who has been awesome with the AT-ATs, it is time for awesome Chachi. Yeah, he's awesome Chachi now. Video Game Minute.
Hey kids, welcome back to the Chachi Says Video Game Minute. Here's as much video game news I can cover in about a minute. A Hungarian gamer who goes by Grasshopper set a new gaming marathon record by playing DDR for 144 hours straight. The effort covered 3,000 songs and burned 22,000 calories. What do you say, Sorg? Challenge accepted? Huh? Come on, you can do it. The 2025 Game Awards have come to an agreement with Amazon to stream on Prime as well as YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and X. It was already reaching 154 billion viewers per year, so it'll be interesting to see if this increases any and if this becomes an exclusive deal in the future. Only time will tell. And lastly, Steam is diving even deeper into the console wars with the announcement of the Steam Machine, a console/PC gaming device that is designed to be a 6x6 cube with an internal power supply meant to be easy to hide. You can access your entire Steam library or download and install software like any other PC. No price or release date as of yet, but it's rumored to be early 2026. Thanks for watching this week's Chachi Says Video Game Minute. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Chachi, for that video game minute. And also we was that a cat related sound I heard over there? There's a lot of movement. Thank you, Chachi, for that. And he brought up, and I wanted to talk a little bit more about the Valve Steam machines that they have going out there. Like I said, they do have the kind of square, console-y version that's coming out there. And again, these are, oh no, I'm in the wrong version thing. I'll have to get it on the other thing. But the idea is you get a console that is that square kind of system. It's supposed to be in your living room. It's supposed to play most games, although it didn't seem like all of them were really, top-notch 4K or anything like that. But it's kind of a takeoff of what they've been doing with the Stream Deck. Then they have the VR headset is really interesting because it will play by itself, kind of like a Meta Quest might right now, but you can also connect it up, I think, wirelessly to a computer, they were saying, and of course there's a new controller to go with it too. So it's in no pricing for this. This is all due next year, and I think it's really interesting to see Steam go into this, especially as you see Steam going back, into the living room, has been pretty successful with the Steam Deck. They did do some Steam machines before with Alienware and things like that didn't really catch on. And they were like really expensive and everything too. Like they were gaming PCs that went into your living room. And I don't know if there's a specific ask for that, right? So they seem really interesting, and especially when we're in a world where Xbox seems to be going in these other directions, for their accessibility and everything like that. It's like I don't know, are you, you guys aren't, I know Katie, you're rocking a Switch over there. Potter, I don't know how much you're really gaming or anything like that. Do you see like kind of the possibility of doing the Steam thing? Like a lot of people have a lot of Steam games, for instance. It'd be nice to bring those in the living room without bringing a gaming PC or anything like that, right? Dave? Uh-oh.
Sorry, I didn't know if you were asking. Thrown to Katie first. For me, it really depends on the cost.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
If it basically it looks like a headless PC, where you just and given the fact it's just a matter of I hate to say generic parts, but the parts are probably generic, and it only has 8 gigabytes of RAM, which, no.
Yeah, that does seem kind of light, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Is it like video RAM or just like the RAM?
Video.
Mm.
16 gigabytes of DDR5 plus 8 gigabytes of GDDR6 VRAM. I'm reading that off, obviously. Which it's not going to be high end, but let's see here.
Also consider this is running Linux. It's a specialized version of Linux, like what Steam Deck does now. So there's not as much overhead as you need on gaming PCs to run Windows.
No, but it's still running Windows applications. So, or at least or some kind of emulation, so it can run things.
Yeah, some are direct and some are over an application layer. So, so for your general RAM is 16 gigabytes DDR, 8 gigabytes VRAM, as you mentioned. And I think if you look at that comparably, that might be kind of looking like what you see when you do the, an Xbox 360 kind of, or not, Xbox Series S or X kind of situation, right? Let me get real quick, Series X specs. Because, there's that AMD, there's no NVIDIA in this one, which is kind of the standard these days. Oh, I have it on Katie Shaw instead of me. Sorry about that. So, there's if you look at an Xbox Series X in comparison, it's got the Zen 2 CPU, probably an older one, 16 gigabytes of RAM, terabyte of custom SSD. I don't see the RAM specifically for the video. So it's relatively comparable. And also it's very specialized too. Consider that. This is not a typical like x86 PC where you have a really one-to-one comparison. So they kind of strip out a lot of that and fine-tune it to just gaming. Like you're not going to want to run Word on this thing, right? And I don't even know if you can. It's not really kind of made for that, with the Linux and the SteamOS custom thing like that. So yeah, I don't see. From what I can tell, the GPU CPU, I think they share their RAM between those at 16 gigabytes. So if you compare it to an Xbox Series X, it's comparable, if not a little bit heftier than that. Yeah. So, but again, it did say a few games, some of the higher end, newest games did not do full 4K or anything like that. Maybe had a little skippiness. They had to tone down the fog, I think they said, in the new Silent Hill remake when the testing that I was looking at. I think I was on IGN. I was looking. So it's still very interesting. Maybe not as your primary driver, but as like your living room kind of situation. Katie, you're we were talking about you're shedding your old Xbox things. PC games relatively they get cheap pretty fast. Could you see putting something like this in your living room? Are you in the market for something in your new living room coming up?
See, the interesting thing, and I didn't know this about SteamOS, is one of the issues is the multiplayer games. Like you can't get them because of the Linux. There's no way. There's too easy to create cheat software for Linux.
Oh,
so they're not able to. So a lot of the player games, they were talking like Fortnite, Rainbow Six Siege are not coming to things like this SteamOS because it's too easy to create a cheat software.
Wow, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
because that's an Epic thing. They're on their own store. So
interesting. I wouldn't have thought about that, and I pulled up an article about it.
Well, the anti-cheat stuff on PC has been real weird lately. Like people getting. I remember when there was a big deal because there was a glitch sometimes where maybe Assassin's Creed Unity or something like back in the this last generation at the beginning of that. Like there was people kept getting bounced out of it. Because of the anti-cheat and stuff on PC. So, or the copy protection, whichever it was, something like that. So yeah, I could definitely see that. There's a lot of weird, that's a problem with PC too. There's a lot of weird legacy, isn't there, for something like this. So I know there is workarounds for bringing in Epic games and even Xbox Game Pass on the Steam Deck. I'm wondering if something like that would kind of, you could do a workaround of some sort there. So That is a big. Well, it's like anything else. It's like what games are not on your Xbox. Fortnite. Although that's a shame because Fortnite is kind of literally everywhere else. So, including your phone and everything. Persistently. So, and I love Fortnite's one of those games that I can literally play on my phone and then pick up my progress on a console or a PC or over on GeForce on a TV. Right, like I love how this persistent world we live in across so many platforms, and I think that's what Microsoft's kind of going for these days. So I think it's an interesting play, and they're creating this whole ecosystem for it. So I don't know if it's going to have broad appeal. Like I don't think you're going to see this in Target, and maybe you will see it in Target. I don't know. It'd be kind of great if they did have some more hardware options in there. But
I mean, if they can put an easy front end on it, so people don't see it being Linux.
You don't. Oh, have you?
Say.
So, we actually the games have this right now because I have a PC. It's an old first gen Core 7 i7, and it's got all my games because I haven't bought Steam games for a while. Street Fighter 5 is like the newest highest end game that won't play on that computer. But we use something called Steam Link. You can go to Apple TV or your phone and stream from that computer to your other device on the same network. And just realized how low my volume was coming in here. And you can, it does this big screen mode. So when you're on your TV, it's made to be on your TV, so you don't see any of that back end. Same thing happens when you do log into something like GeForce Now, that you can, just click through with your controller. So they've solved that for the most part, right? So that's pretty much taken care of. So. I see some people hop in the chat and like to hear what they think about the Steam machines, the new Steam machines that are coming out here. I feel like it was like 10 years ago they did the first round of them. That's crazy. It took so long. They also sold a little box. I mentioned the Steam Link software, but there was a little box that you plug into your TV in your living room, and it would just stream from your big gaming console somewhere else in the house too. So they've had a lot of different options and versions of this too, right? So. It's interesting, something to keep an eye on, but man, that Fortnite thing might be. It still feels very novelty, very niche, right? To be able to get into something like this. But
there's a crowdsource. It's called "Are We Anti-Cheat Yet?" and it gives you if you go to areweanticheatyet.com. Sorry, they will tell you all of the games using anti-cheats and their compatibility with Linux. And such, and it's a whole long list. It has the games, whether or not supported, if the anti-cheats are in there, notes, and last time they were updated. It's a while, and you can search by game and by. This is fun.
So there's your works on Xbox Cloud is the update for Fortnite, by the way. Status is denied. So, is this is there you said their compatibility with GNU Linux and Wine Proton?
Yeah.
Wine Proton is I believe what they use as the compatibility layer to play Windows games on the Linux-based Steam OS. So, which sounds like it's really that's why you have this too. If you go to Steam site or you pull up a game, it'll tell you if it's Steam Deck certified. And now there will be a certification for the Steam machine. So I presume hardware and that compatibility layer will work with that. Although my brother has a Steam Deck. I play with it every holiday I go over there. And he says that depending on the game, you may still be able to play it even if it's not verified. Maybe it just didn't get full compatibility or something, or just didn't get signed off on. But you can still try to play a lot of games on there. PUBG Battlegrounds, completely broken apparently. All right, they got Fall Guys on there though, so that's good. Which is also an Epic Games thing. It's running but not supported, they say. So no, there's some great resources like that. So that's areweanticheatyet.com, and we're going to put that over in the show notes just so we have that handy too. So. Awesome. Katie, what do you want to talk about next?
Ooh, I've dropped in there a Star Wars gift guide from the Disney Parks blog. And the first thing on our list is gifts to celebrate Life Day. It is a Chewbacca, talking Chewbacca, and his globe lights up, his orb lights up, and his sound effects. You can take off his robe, so if you don't want to be Life Day Chewie all the time, you can be regular day-to-day Chewie in that. I thought you'd also appreciate the Galactic Archive series Loth-cat, Look at that guy.
That's that guy that's in a little cage, like sleeping when you go to Galaxy's Edge, right?
Little snoozy dude.
Love those guys.
Yes, if you look at him, he looks like a little fox when you, when you pull it up. But you can adopt your own.
Just like a pound puppy.
Premium Loth-cat reproduction.
And
You know, I clicked on the Chewbacca, and given the fact it's almost a foot tall, it's only $35. Which I'm always expecting, Star Wars, Disney stuff to be ridiculously expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when this is the Disney Parks blog.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be pricey.
Yeah. Oh, don't you like the Vader Santa Claus diorama that's you can put together?
Yeah.
It's like one of those kind of paper craft kind of things.
I think it's a card. It's a pop-up card.
Oh, it's a pop-up card.
Yeah, it just
oh, yeah, it
opens
is. By Love Pop. Okay.
Yeah. Super
I think these
cute.
are from all over all over too. So.
Yeah, this is just.
Oh, you can get some Kyber crystals.
Who doesn't need those?
Looks like they have a home edition with the Kyber crystals, like you got with your Galaxy Edge 1, 2. These are cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you see the Stormtrooper gingerbread with the porks?
And the Santa Claus R2D2.
Very
Some
adorable.
cool stuff. So that's on Disney Parks blog. We'll have the link, of course.
Wait, go a little bit further and get down to the Star Wars Fall of the Empire pinball game. Yeah, isn't it?
Oh no! Is it a home edition or?
Oh no, it's pro. It's like $7,000. There's a pro and there's the premium is almost $10,000.
Oh, what makes it premium?
I'm not sure. What makes this extra special? Oh, Pro and Premium. Premium games feature upgraded mechanical parts and custom sculptures, adding more immersive gameplay and visual elements to your pinball game. Ooh.
Very cool.
But yes, so yes, if anybody needs to know what to get us for Christmas, it is the Star Wars Fall of the Empire pinball game.
Always wanted an arcade. Well, we do have a small arcade. We have a small Pac-Man machine in here in the studio. So, yeah.
I do have a house now. I mean,
you do have a house.
I should add this to some sort of register.
Is this where you you finally have that? Did you watch Silver Spoons when you were younger? The guy that would ride the train through his house and had all the arcade games.
Yep.
Because he was rich and didn't have kids, and then found out he had a kid one day.
You're like, oh dang.
Yes. Anyways, let's see what else we get. Potter, your turn.
Okay. Let me look here. You know what? I am curious on something. I'm not sure if Sword, you put it in Dutters. Curse cut.
So this was a conversation happening right before the show. How did we talk about it? Like if we swore during the show?
Well, because I said the Mayhem show is way more fun because they get to swear and say whatever they want, except if Scotty is on the AwesomeCast.
Yeah.
And then Scotty gets.
We can't stop Swambo from swearing on the show.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants. Apparently,
it was at the end of a work day, so I guess let him go.
Stop giving him excuses. We know he's your favorite.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that.
And so yeah, we were starting to talk about that, and then asked whether or not there was some sort of AI to cut out the swear words, and you found.
So, well, obviously, if you have an editor, you can just have them do captions. You can just look for the swear words and edit it yourself. But if you want AI to do it for you, we found two websites that do it. One is literally called cursecut.com. And there's a pay model for it too. They actually give a clip of a South Park, a 30-second clip where they had it. They say see the magic in action. And it's like an old South Park clip, right? And then there's another site called Choppity.com, and that will also censor your words as well. So automatically bleeps the audio and curses words and censors the words in captions as well. So if you do not have all the editing skills or something high end that you can go through and search out those, or maybe you did a podcast and there's a little too much, you can at least pay for this. Again, both of them have pricing. This one, this is in euros, by the way. So have fun translating that. But it is going for 80. It starts at $12 a month, and I think is this credits 2 hours of video upload a month, or 40 gigabytes of storage, 2 members on your team. That's for the 4 packs, and this is actually really adjustable depending on how much time you need for the creator side of things. and then the team version starts at 82.50. These are euros, of course, not.
Actually,
pound?
those are pounds.
Those are pounds. I'm
British
sorry.
pounds. Yeah, no, it's okay because I just looked it up. It's around at around 30%.
30%. Okay, there you
Yeah,
go.
to
So
put it in
translate that.
dollars.
I bought a couple things in pounds before, and you know, it's not too bad. So, but yeah, so that's Choppity and a similar pricing structure over at cursecut.com. They go by a credit system. You get 2.5 credits, was about 15 minutes, I guess, and you can go from
Could
there.
you imagine if it was per word? Depending on how bad the word is. Like you pay extra if it's really bad.
No, but it kind of goes like Opus One, right? Like it's based on the time that you plug in there, because it's the time of the video. I need to get rid of 3 curse words, but I have a 2-hour video. The math doesn't really add up, you know. But you know, that's kind of the idea. But again, I think it's more like I got a quick 3-minute video. Let's clean this up a little bit, right? So that should be pretty affordable for most creators out there that want to do some cool stuff online, and you know, not do that to their audience, I guess, right? So,
or let's say for TikTok, depending on what words you're using. I know sometimes they don't mind swearing, and sometimes you know, there's the TikTokification, for lack of a better word, of online speech.
Yeah,
where people, you have to make up words and enunciations of words to make it get past the TikTok censors.
I just let it fly. I just this is my content. You can accept it or not. TikTok is my, you know, kind of deal. But I'm also, you know, I'm just trying to, you know, put our community out there. I'm not exactly trying to model towards it, you know, convert, but not, you know, not ground up, change everything. You know what I mean? So I would just love that we just had that question. Hey, did anybody else? This isn't on the thing, but I saw Gemini 3 is in here. Does anybody else have Google Home devices that got upgraded to Gemini?
No.
I got the notification today and updated them. It sounds different. I was somewhere that I couldn't hear the audio, so I blindly picked the voice. But you can of course change that. So I think Amazon did something similar, because we've been talking to our Amazon and it sounds cheerier, I guess. And we're like, "Hi, are you sick, Amazon?" Echo. And we had a conversation about that. And also, every time I try to turn on down tempo music for my dog when I leave, because I love my pup, and you know, and want to make sure his nerves are okay. But yeah, it was trying to sell me Amazon Music like once a week now, which is a little annoying. So, anyways, what else we got here?
I want to know about the Trade Anything Day at GameStop.
The way that I saw this was it was putting over the idea that you could trade in even taxidermy at GameStop. Jeez. I don't know why they're doing this. It's a one-day promotion, according to Dexerto.com. I've never heard of the site before, but that's where I found it on the internet. The company's billing the event as Bring Anything and Get Store Credit, with a tongue-in-cheek reminder of some questions asked. So, event marks a broader push to get customers back in the stores and a flexible, attention-grabbing take on trade-ins. Everything excluded from GameStop's Trade Anything Day they have listed here. And let's see what they got there. Despite the Anything Goes brand, GameStop has outlined detailed set items that won't be accepted. Exclusions include hazardous waste, chemicals, and liquids, as well as lithium-ion batteries for any item that contains one. Weapons and ammo are not allowed. Dead or alive animals are prohibited, although taxidermy is permitted. Man, so many restrictions. So
no roadkill.
No roadkill.
But if you have an old deer head around,
you're good to go.
You could use it.
Yo, we got the old owl here from the old studio that my dad killed with a baseball bat. It is taxidermied. It's lost its eyes, but it's still there. So we should, oh my god, XD owl, we would call it. We should bring it in and see what happens.
This is almost a throwback to the old Quiznos thing, where you remember. It was when they had the creepy rat thing singing.
I feel like we've had this conversation relatively recently,
where Quiznos would take. They said they would take any coupon from anyone and allow it. So if you had like a 50, if you had like a coupon for something, they would convert it into so much off a sub. And I just remember the ad because it was it's been for a long time since the ad's been on, but it was one of the creepiest ads you could do that was not a horror related ad. It was just weird.
Well, they had to differentiate themselves, and that's what we ended up with, right? Sometimes you'll go to extreme measures to make sure you stick out in the crowd. Oh,
if you go down further, there's other items, and it's like alcohol, tobacco, drugs, pharmaceuticals, most computer things, DVD players, VCRs, anything electronic almost, along with gift cards, jewelry, sexual or explicit items, and anything resembling human body parts.
Resembling,
not just human body parts, anything resembling them.
God,
also,
so limiting.
I know. I was like, this is a lot of things.
So limiting.
We'll accept anything,
but
asterisks. But you can still there's gotta be. I really hope they're just taking hey, what weird stuff are you taking video at the stores so they can put it on social media or something, right? Is there a day? Is it a specific day? Was it?
I'm not sure. Of everything on here.
It didn't give the day in the article.
Of everything happening. That's the only thing not in here.
It isn't in here.
No.
This is terrible. And this is
funny because we just had the conversation of whether that I was just giving away Xbox 360 games and Xbox 360s because I knew I wouldn't get anything from GameStop for them.
Wait, what are you going to get for your taxidermy? Listen, this is a whole...
You get a whole box.
This whole box is probably... about $3 worth here of Xbox games. One's missing a disc. It's okay. It's a UFC game. Nobody plays those, right? So why did you have a UFC game? Were you into the UFC?
I don't even know where I got. I knew one Xbox.
Now I have You know what? This is what we're gonna do on Patreon. We're gonna have a personality test and learn a lot about Katie based on the games in this box.
I think it's hilarious that you think I purchased any of those games.
Oh, really?
I bought an Xbox off of Will.
Okay.
Rutherford. Xbox 360, and it gave me a handful of games, and I don't know who gave me the second Xbox 360 with a handful of games. I never purchased an Xbox 360 or any of the games for it.
Okay.
I have an original Xbox that I kept.
And
it may or may not be modded. And the only reason I kept the modded Xbox is because it has some very interesting games that you cannot find on the Switch. Some very interesting games.
That we'll find out on Patreon.
Oh, I'll tell you about those.
Okay,
games
we'll
on
find
Patreon.
out on Patreon. There we go. The things that
and Sorg, I just did a search for GameStop Trade Anything Day, and I also see it in Newsweek, GameStop, USA Today, and Polygon.
Okay. I was really worried I accidentally ended up on a parody site with this.
Yeah, or an AI site.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That was my concern. It was just here it is. The Saturday, December 6th.
December 6th. Damn it, I'm busy in Cleveland that day. All right, I got a stack of things.
Oh, and it also has it says here, the object customers choose to trade in must fit in a 20 by 20 by 20 box.
They're literally putting you in a box with this.
No body parts that fit in.
There we go. Wait a minute. So
tiny body parts.
Tiny body parts. Okay, got you.
Big body parts.
Let's talk about the Century 3 Mall. I don't know. There's not much to this other than this is a post and somebody is doing this, and I think it's worth saying. Fletcher Petrucci on November 15th had posted that they are trying to make the Century 3 Mall, RIP, it's been torn down, the Century 3 Mall, one of the great old malls of the 70s here in the greater Pittsburgh area. It's storied. There's some tunage that we will not repeat on this because it'll be an earworm stuck in our head of Pittsburgh forever. But anyways, yes, they're making the Century 3 Mall in Minecraft, and I love the one. And he's there's going to be railings and everything. They're not in there yet, and I love somebody's like, "Is this the fountain that I see in this?" And they have a picture of the real fountain before it was torn down and everything. So I love. This is when I used to download way back in Quake days or Duke Nukem days. There would be, I cannot remember what I downloaded, but there would be ones that were like, hey, these are real places, buildings, etc., right? That you're just in there, but it's in that engine, so it doesn't look right completely right. Whereas Minecraft kind of has the same thing because it's like, it's Minecraft. They're like blocks and stuff, right? It's like building with Legos. But you can get only, I don't know, details pretty good actually for this. So that's what it kind of feels like to me. So very cool. And people are reminiscing on this as well. So, so hopefully we get to see some updates from this since I tagged the post and we can follow up later.
I like the group name.
What's that?
I remember when Century 3 Mall was nice.
was that the Facebook group? That's amazing. I had to been in there once when I was a kid, right? Yeah. Anyways, what else we got here? Dave, did you put the Gemini 3 in?
I did, yeah.
All right. Did you have any?
And
time?
that was just announced today.
Did you have any time to play with it or anything?
It actually is not out for free people yet. They're rolling out the new Gemini as part of the app for Pro and Ultra users first, and it'll eventually come down to those of us who use it without charge.
I got a notification that I actually do have it. I don't know why I have it. Maybe because I have a workspace account or something. But
that must be it. Yeah,
you can get into it in Google AI Studio, which I have never played with. But we do. So what are the updates that I should be trying in here? I've not tried.
Well, it should be. It should be better with being correct. So it should be better when it comes to fewer lies. It actually says in the article here from Ars Technica. Also for coding, and it has an integrated development environment called anti-gravity in there.
What?
So you can just describe like a web page you want or describe a program, and it'll actually give you the layout and the coding behind it.
Interesting. Yeah, because I'm seeing a lot of stuff in here about API keys and coding and things like that. So this is the Gemini 3 Pro preview. So that's why I have it right now. And I would imagine this is not, I can save my conversation in Google Drive apparently too. All right, we'll enable Google Drive. No, we don't want to get into that right now. So if we go to build, like you're talking about cancel.
Yeah, it also says here, Google claims that they expanded reasoning capabilities. So you can do things like it can triage and take action on your emails, creating to-do lists, summaries, recommended replies, and buttons to trigger suggested actions. Okay. So basically it can do and there's going to be a deep think mode that's not ready yet. But it should apparently handle a lot more with the deep think mode. But yeah, so it actually can create like it said, a magazine interface scrollable UI.
Interesting.
So it'll have all that kind of like a web back. Yeah. So they actually give examples with that and how the coding's going to be better. And again, it's one of these things where everyone's going all in on AI. You know, literally Microsoft's, everyone wants to be an AI company. So it's what it's going for.
So I think it's interesting because it's I'm watching it generate the HTML. So I just said create a Pac-Man like game with monkeys, and as a quick thing, and you see it does the metadata JSON, the index.html like as it's kind of building. And can I select these maybe and look at these? No, it's just getting into that. So you're watching as it's building. Let's see if I can get. Oh yeah, there's the code. You see it generating the code as you go for this Pac-Man game. I did one of these. I think Claude maybe had done this at some point, and I did like a quick Tetris game. So it's the only little bit of vibe coding that I've done. So it's kind of interesting to watch it kind of like roll with it like this, right? So we'll give that a minute and see if that kind of comes back, and if we have anything functional here before the end of the show in the last few minutes, because this app.tsx is taking a little bit of while. But I've always been interested in that because there's some of the podcasts I listen to talk about how, and they're kind of amateur coders and say they kind of build things to do little things in their life, like reminder apps and things like that. So, it's really interesting. And also, last I knew, a lot of the features coming up in Apple Intelligence are actually going to be based on the Gemini AI that I believe that but it's going to be on
that's
board,
the
right?
heavy, yeah, the heavy rumor is, and of course nothing's verified, is that Apple basically said, okay, we tried building our own AI from scratch. Obviously, we don't have the resources or we don't have the experience, so we'll have Google build us a custom AI, which will run on Apple servers, and then we'll just turn Siri on for that. But the problem is with that is that once it's built, I don't know if it's going to be updated now and then, or if it's just going to be Google's going to say, okay, here's your custom AI model that you can put on your servers that won't touch our servers, and then you leave it and then improvements are happening very quick. Is that going to be updated as quickly as Google's Gemini's model, or what's going to happen with that? But
I think it's going to be a side build. Like I would imagine, I think you're going to find yourself in a world. I don't know, because they already let you API into things remotely. So why wouldn't they let you, like for instance, I have this program called Mac Whisper. It's what I use to transcribe the podcast that I use, and I can take that transcription and do things like put in ChatGPT and help kind of update things with it, right? So something like that, it actually happens on my computer. It specifically is for Mac silicone computers, and the idea is that you can download the models to it, and it gives you several very specific ones. I have the large V3 V2 versions of this. I have language specific ones that I can pull down too, and it gives me a whole lot of options in here, right? So I kind of, even Apple Speech is a part of this as an option too. And I don't know if that's just kind of the inboard thing, if it's a full AI thing or what. Parakeet's actually an NVIDIA thing from the looks of things. So that's interesting. I haven't looked at this. And actually the large and the turbo, those are actually ChatGPT models that it's letting me download, right?
Oh, wow. I
can see something similar like this happening on Apple, that they just give you a mechanism like this screen that Mac Whisper uses, that will just let you pick these, so your phone is not giving you the right answers and not behaving the way you want in the AI parts of it. Download the other one, or download the update, or go back to the old one if you don't like version 3 of Gemini or something like that. That's where I think it's like, now we're democratizing AI to a certain case here, and you can kind of build it to your likes. The general person is going to pick oh, I'll do the Google one, oh, I'll do the ChatGPT, kind of thing. So, but that's very interesting. So, what would you pick? Well, first of all, I think ChatGPT is kind of the default right now. Can you change that yet in the newest OS?
No. I believe it's only. Yeah, it's only there, I believe. I haven't tried, but I think that's the only one that Apple had an agreement with.
Based on the kind of the features as you understand today, what would you pick for your onboard AI when you're able to choose them?
Honestly, ChatGPT seems to be the best, really. But I don't know if you could bring all that on board.
No, it's not going to be the entire breadth of the model or anything like that. It's going to be a stripped down model that takes care of things. Think of it this way. You're not bringing in the entire server that knows everything. You're bringing in a reasoning model that can look at the stuff on your phone and parse it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Think about
I would really want to try both. I would say Google or ChatGPT, just because Google has the experience more with Office software and emails and messages, where ChatGPT, that isn't baked into them. There isn't a ChatGPT email client or ChatGPT messages. They have the experience obviously in these worlds. Obviously there's 50 bazillion Google branded messaging clients that they keep bringing up and then 10 minutes later killing. But
there's that too. Amanda's in the chat room and says she's been working with Claude a lot lately, and likes it so much more for the parsing info. And that's kind of what I'm doing a lot of with ChatGPT, is that parsing idea, right? Hey, here's the thing, here's this transcript, and do something, with that. So,
And
and
a lot
also,
of it
I
is-
want to give a shout out to Spaghetti over in the YouTube who did correct us when we were trying to figure out what day the Trade Anything Day was on December 6th. I didn't see that comment until now. So thank you, Spaghetti on YouTube. Katie, what would you pick out of if you had a choice
no.
today? I mean, again, this could all change by the time this all is an option.
Oh my gosh. I just have so much experience and gotten too comfortable with ChatGPT that I haven't played around or needed to play around with much else.
I keep hearing about Claude and how great it is.
Yeah,
and
I have
some
not
stuff.
played with
So,
Claude yet.
but I'm so baked in on ChatGPT for stuff. I'm doing my health in there. I got all my podcast stuff in there and all the scripts and everything. I kind of you gotta give me when you're able to take the information with you, get to the other ones. Hey, can you take all my chats in here and then we can parse from there? So it's also a man is saying it's also an API, so you can use it locally if you're working on sensitive information. I think she's talking about Claude itself, and I think that's what we're talking about here is like it being on board, and the whole idea with Apple would be it's on board, so it's dealing with your information instead of sending it out to the server. Siri talks to you on your phone now. ChatGPT will talk to you when you need something that needs more information that's not on your phone, right? So that's kind of your distinction there, and that can be a web search, that can be Google Gemini, in the future, that can be, maybe you talk to Gemini first and then it goes out into a server somewhere else if it's something that's outside of its means. So again, it's not everything. It's just a lot of things that'll be very local to you.
Now, I did double check in terms of switching away from ChatGPT. You can't do anything built in. So right now, like you said, if you ask Siri a question, it can answer, or if it's too complex, it'll go automatic, but you can't redirect it. But if you download Gemini on your app, and if you have an action button on which the newer, like 2-3-year-old phones have on the side, you can create a shortcut. So if you hit that action button, it'll open up Gemini, and then you can use it that way.
Interesting.
But not like a deep integration, it looks like.
Interesting. We don't know. Oh, that's it. Oh, our next guest is here. Anyways, we're like, and they're very loud. Go have some pizza. Anyways, one more story here, and we'll get out of here. So Netflix had a big gaming announcement this week. Yeah, if you have Netflix on anything except for an Apple TV, apparently you can play a lot of these games on there. But some of the games they're doing some different stuff. So first of all, on the super gaming side, they did announce that they were bringing a version of WWE 2K25, a Netflix edition, if you will, and Red Dead Redemption. Not Red Dead Redemption 2 that we talked about last week on Chachi's Video Game Minute, which really had some commentary because they didn't like how the stats were for Red Dead Redemption 2. But that's on there. So the disappointing thing for me a lot with the Netflix games is they'll be mobile, but then they won't have versions that should have TV versions. So they're not bringing them over to Apple TV, but you can download the apps and they're on Google Play and everything. It's on Android too. But then also they have these party games, which think of, you guys remember You Don't Know Jack and the Jackbox games, like where you could play them, and we would actually like pull those games up, play them on Twitch, and have everybody play it from their phones, like wherever they are on like a Zoom call or I guess it was a Google Hangout call at the time, right? So these are supposed to be couch games. So the idea is you bring up the app on your Samsung TV, let's say, and you go to the games app and you'll have these games. And then you scan a QR code and you can play like, quiz games and things on your phone. So, nobody can see the answer and stuff like that. Right. So they're rolling out Boggle Party, Lego Party, Party Crashers. I'm sensing a theme here, as well. Pictionary, Tetris Time Warp, and there's a Knives Out game to go along with the new Knives Out third movie that's coming out on Netflix called Dead Man's Party, which looks like a Clue werewolf kind of game. So really kind of stylized and kind of fun. Again, a lot of kids games on here. Like there's a Paw Patrol, and like I said, the WWE 2K25 Netflix edition, which does not have it looks very good. I'll give you that. It's got 40-ish wrestlers in it. But it does not have controller support, which makes me pause when I see that they are doing a Red Dead Redemption, because I'm worried that they're not going to have controller support for that, and that's a pretty deep game. And also, do you remember during COVID there was that live quiz game that everybody got
Yeah.
into? There's live host. It went for like a couple months or something like that, and you get in there and like everybody, there's like a chance to make real money and stuff. So Netflix is having their shot at it with a game called Play Weeknights, and they got Howie what's his name, Howie Mandel from all those game shows these days as part of it. So that's interesting, and they're going to be doing it weeknights at 8 p.m. Eastern time via Best Guest Live through Netflix. So that is a very interesting appointment programming play that they're doing now. Did I get enough P's in there? So, and of course, and they have the usual kind of smattering of games that they've had. This whole time, a lot of console games. It's actually really impressive. Like things like the Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge game, which I love, it is a part of that, and other things like that. So I think it's a pretty interesting move there. And I'm trying to figure out.
I would say this. I just looked up the puzzled game. Okay, it does say coming soon. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of stuff was just announced. I was surprised the WWE game already came out, because that dropped like yesterday. And it took forever to get through the tutorial. By the way, you can exit out of it. I figured out finally. I was almost to the end, and then it made me do it again, because I had to leave, or something. So, but it's pretty extensive there. So, and again, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty comparable to at least my Series S version of the game that I've been playing. So, I mean, yeah, it's not bad. Like it's a nice little addition of something you're paying. You're probably paying for Netflix for wrestling anyways at this point, if you're into wrestling. So bonus, I guess.
Yeah. And you know what? On Patreon, I have a question about that game, because I got stuck on one of the screens and I can't figure out how to get by.
All right, we'll play with that on Patreon, but it seems like a good time to do that. Katie, you got the Netflix. Are there any games on there that are sticking out for you?
I was trying to go pull them up right now to see. No, I like the idea of playing the games with each other. Because I think that's one of the things that I miss.
I miss party game night.
Yeah.
I love the way they sold it. Is like the guy on here is like, well, rather than fumbling through your board games, just pull it up on your TV. It's like, okay, dead media guy.
Yeah, seriously.
So same guy talking about how they used to give you physical DVDs back in the day.
Now, I do have one issue here. One of the games is Civilization 6.
Actually, I think that's coming off of Netflix soon.
That's my problem with it. So you get a turn-based strategy game. That this is not it's a quick little game, I'm going to go get up and play. That is something you invest time into. It's like, and you're investing time. By the way, all that time you invested, it gone.
Well, listen, this is for Netflix. Okay, side note on this. It's the same thing with Game Pass. I could be working on the game, and then like, oh no, the game's not there anymore. I guess I'll come back to it later, right? So this happens. You remember, this is a subscription. The movies go away too, right, Dave?
Well, yeah, but the movies you would watch, and even if you watch once or twice, but an ongoing game like that, where, like I said, it's not I'm going to play, beat the game, and then I'm done. That's just like a Sim City. It just keeps going and going and going.
Sure.
So
related,
do I want to invest time into that?
I've seen the same thing happen with the games coming onto and off of Apple Arcade. Now, the cool thing that happens with those games, and I haven't seen this with a Netflix game yet. Actually, I may have, because they had Monument Valley for a while, and I think that had my save games. But if I see a game that I played back in the day, Piffle is a game that I used to play. One of those kind of bouncy block cats games, kind of like the new Angry Birds, vertical game that they have now over on Apple Arcade. And it's if it saw the other version of your game from before, maybe you had a freemium version, maybe it was an old paid version that you didn't have everything unlocked or something like that. Transformers on Netflix. Actually, Transformers on Netflix did this. I had the old version where I didn't pay for everything, because there's like a pay for upgrades and battle pass and all this stuff. And I downloaded the Netflix version, and it had my place. So I didn't start over, but I still had everything unlocked, which was really nice, because it was like a fighting game. So hypothetically, you can go buy the game. They should have it available off of Netflix, because everything says like Netflix edition usually, which means there's two of them. But typically, not every time, but typically they should all use the same save game. That's in your
that's not too bad.
in your Apple Cloud.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't work. The Sonic game, the Sonic platformer game, I think it's like Colors or Generation Colors or something. God, it's not that. But anyways, it's a platform game. And I've been playing on the Apple TV. It does not they actually don't have cloud save in it, which is weird, since everything else it seems does. But okay, Sega, Sonic 2 did, so on my Apple TV. But either way, so those are things to look out for. Well, we're going to talk a little bit more on Patreon, including those big questions that we all had for each other and the completely false, definitely false it's turned into a personality test for Katie's roommates, apparently, over the years, or friends, or whatever. So there you go. That'll be on Patreon, too. What's in the box? Let's play What's in the Box on Patreon. That'll be fun. So thank you guys so much. Katie Dudas, katiesdudas.com.
Doing stuff.
Yes.
Cats. I have big cats.
Then it's big cats. And Dave Podner is Prof Pod most places and iPhoneography podcast.
Yep. And yesterday we were just talking about panoramic shots and different apps you could do in addition to the Build app to get some nice panoramic views.
Try to speak over the box so I can talk to you guys. There we go. No, wait, where's my wide shot? There it is. Nope, that's Mac. There we are. Hey, there we are.
Hey, Mac.
And I'm sorgatron.com. I will be in Seattle this weekend. I'm going to be hanging with our friends at Defy Wrestling. We'll be live on Triller TV, and I'll be helping out with that too. So see you guys out there in Seattle, I guess. Stay tuned for the Patreon if you got it, and we'll see you guys next time. You have been our awesome audience. Have an awesome week. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.
I'm Eamon.
I'm Merlin.
And we're a gay.
And here's NB.
Are you a reality television connoisseur?
Do you like it discussed from an LGBTQ lens?
If so, A Gay and His Envy is the podcast for you.
Hear us break down all your favorite guilty pleasure reality shows from Bravo, Drag Race, and just about everything in between.
Listen to A Gay and His Envy on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.